What's up, Playboy? This is Boppins, and we're doing this first time commentary thing to give the community a little behind the scenes look into what actually went into making the video Light 'em Up. And then to help me do this, I've brought founder and resident geriatric of Doing It Sideways, DIS Old Man Tiger, with me.
Yeah, I love you too, asshat. Hey, YouTube.
All right. Well, Tiger, before we start, let's go ahead and see if you can give us a little brief history of what DIS actually is and maybe why you started it or what your goal was with the team.
DIS actually started with me and a guy named Dominican I met very early, Forza 2. And, we met a few people along the way and added them to the team based on their attitude more than their skill level. And, some of those guys don't drift with us anymore. They're moved on to other things. And we've added some new people along the way. But the whole entire team has always been just about trying not to be drama and to have a good time, be competitive on the game when we want to be, and just hang out and have a good time when we want to. And I think we've accomplished that pretty much.
Yeah, more about growing a team rather than actually building a team.
Absolutely, spot on. Because you can teach somebody to drift, you can't teach them to not be an asshole.
Exactly. All right, but we're doing this for the community. Just help explain little things that might have come up that I always thought about, but maybe most people didn't catch. When watching this video, maybe the first, second, even third time. So, and the next thing I want to talk about, or last thing I want to talk about before we actually kick this thing off, was actually how long it took us to come up with the name Light 'em Up.
Oh dear God. we probably took us a month. Boppins would say like 6, 7 names he had thought of, and I'd tell him they were stupid, and then I'd say 6, 7 names I thought of, and he'd tell me why they were stupid.
Yeah.
And then we'd think we had the best name ever, and him and I agreed on it, thought it was great. We'd tell somebody else, and they'd tell us how stupid it was, and it was horrible. But then one day I said something about I can't remember exactly how it came out. I said like a different version of Light 'em Up, like Smoke 'em Up or so. I can't remember. And then Boppins goes, "That's it." And I'm like, "What's it?" He goes, "Light 'em Up." I'm like,
yeah.
"Oh shit, that is it. That's
because
it."
It was cliche, but it wasn't too corny, and it just worked. So it was simple, and I like simple, so we stuck with it. We rolled with it, and here we are. So I guess without further ado, you want to go ahead and get it started?
Let's crack it off.
All right.
7-1 Studios.
Yes, sir.
Hey, look, it's me. Yay.
Yeah.
I loved that car. I really did.
Yeah, I miss it in Forza 2. But for those of you that don't know, this is actually my goal here was to recreate the story so far from the Speed Hunters video that they did in Formula D. I think it was 08 or 09. I forget which year it actually was, but they summarized some clips from Formula Drift that year.
It had a similar vibe to the intro here.
Yeah. I tried to replicate the shots as best as possible with the Forza replay cameras.
Man, Kami got the best intro. It looks so good.
That gave me chills the first time I watched it. I was just like, hell yeah.
And then it calms down right here. It lets you know something's coming.
This soundtrack, I guess you could call it, actually was the result of me, just driving in my car, listening to music here and there, and like maybe asking friends, to show me songs that they enjoy or whatever. And it probably took almost a year to put this soundtrack together, find all these songs. And
yeah, a lot of people don't know how long Light 'em Up took. Just from conceptual thought to finished product was probably a year and a half.
Yeah, the hardest part was just anyone could find 5 or 10 songs that they enjoy, that they like or they love, but to get the songs to flow with the ideas you have and also maybe say something is a lot more difficult. And I think that's what I was trying to accomplish here, was to actually kind of expose my feelings, if you will, about Forza 2 at this current time. And I think the music actually did a good job of that.
I really like the way the music had a feel. It's kind of like, and I'm biased, of course, because it's us, but, you did such a good job with the way the music felt. It made it feel like a movie, like an experience, rather than just some songs thrown to some drifting. It had a feel to it, like it was meant to be. That song with that clip really worked well.
And I'll explain more as we find certain things, like Closer Than Close, obviously.
Right,
Kami,
right there.
Pantomime, On My Door. Original, the Maruta Goya. I was the first person to paint that.
Coast to Coast with different license plates on the cars.
Yeah, from Florida to California. That was a little inside one.
Yeah, and I liked how you had the aerial shot coming into Road Atlanta, and then
that was one of my favorite things.
Atlanta. Yeah,
I enjoyed doing that. It took a minute to figure out how to do it, but
it's subtle. It's one of those things that if you're not really paying attention, that map actually did drop down on Road Atlanta. You could see the lollipop as you're dropping into it, and then the drifting starting on Road Atlanta. It was a really good shot.
Thank you, Andrew Kramer, for that shot.
There's something you don't see all the time. Vets, they're not real big on Forza 3, but we used to drift the crap out of them on Forza 2. As a matter of fact, I'm in that vet right there in the shot right now.
Oh yeah,
that's me right there. But these type of shots. The reason I liked what you were doing with these is they had like a feeling to them. Like each shot, it wasn't just one random turn and then another random turn. There's like a flow
after another.
Yeah, there's a good flow. And a lot of people don't. A lot of people might think that these shots were gotten the first time out. We're not here to lie to you and tell you stories. We filmed all these first time out. There were many late nights, many angry people as a car got broken.
Rage quitting, me just saying, all right, let's just go to COD.
Let's go to COD was heard so many times as this video was being made.
This is another example. Like, this is the life we live. This is the life we chose. It's a little intense, but at the same time, if you think about it, this is something we do almost every day. It's not our job, but it's still.
We sure did back then.
We take a lot of pride into,
There was a lot of things everybody had going on in the real world after, Forza 2. I got married, had a baby, everybody got jobs, people moved out of their parents' house. There was just a lot of stuff going on. And we may not have done it every day on Forza 3 and whatever, but man, Forza 2, we just, we drifted, we battled, we hung out. The public lobbies that they're bringing back for Forza 4 was such a necessary thing. It was such a huge part of the
Forza 3.
Yeah,
I really think it did.
And see,
I don't have near the memories.
Yeah, Forza 3 doesn't bring, you can think back on so many fun times on Forza 2, and, just jumping into a random room. You could jump in, you see who had, Suzuka or Tsukuba, especially Tsukuba or Sunset Infield, and you just knew when they either had one lap or 75 laps that you were instantly going into a drift room, and that's how you met people. The community got larger and yet smaller at the same time because those rooms brought people together. Now on Forza 3, if you don't know somebody, you really stand a chance of never seeing them because you're not going to end up in a room with them.
That's actually how I met most people on DIS. But this is another example I wanted to get at too, as far as the words of the song go. If you actually listen to the words from this clip, it says something about when will we ever get what we deserve, and I wanted to almost say something to Turn 10 subtly. In that is just saying not when will DIS get what they deserve, I think we deserve all this credit for something. I'm just saying, as drifters, as a community, it'd be nice to just see some kind of recognition other than, for what we put into the community, other than just a drift mode. I don't think that's the answer to all the dedication and passion that a lot of us have, So.
Absolutely agreed. But I'm going to tell you right now, if I hear one more at time about the hatchback not being in or being in, I'm probably gonna shoot myself or the person asking.
Yeah, I want it too, but
everybody wants it, but this had the vibe of ending credits. That's what I really like overall about the video. Love, hate, whatever. It had a feel of an actual production video. And, these words here, they meant something. They weren't just like fluff. This video did take a long time, and Boppins did drop his soul into it a little bit. And
it was definitely, I think it'd be wrong for me to say you can't see the passion in this. Every aspect of it, to be honest, had heart into it. It's just, it sounds silly about a video game, but it just did.
You had to be there on Forza 2 to know what you're talking about. There was a vibe there. There was a sense of community, a sense of just a passion to play the game, have a good time that just didn't transfer over to Forza 3.
I mean, friends were made, feelings were hurt. It was just everything all over the board. It was crazy. It was a good time. This was my favorite shot to actually do. To be honest, this is me and Guess. I'm in obviously Black Betty, but we nailed the shot the first time on this actual replay, which was I actually put my controller down and was like, holy crap, that's it, we're done.
Done, no more.
Yeah. I mean, most of these shots were actually shot out of sequence too. It wasn't actually just go in, we need to work on the next part of the video. It was just, I had all these ideas and we just shot them whenever we could get them and whenever we felt like it. It was a lot of random, but then there was a method behind our madness too.
If you were honest, you'd have to admit that you probably had 10 hours or more of footage and you cut it down to 9 minutes.
Yeah, we had over, I think, 250 actual clips. Which narrowed down obviously 9 minutes, but yeah, I guess
that's it. That's and also if you have any more questions or anything about something you saw in the video, guys, feel free to comment down below the video, and we'll see if we can't get an answer to whatever you're wondering about.
Yes, sir. Just hit us up, and thank you for watching, and we'll see y'all later.
See you on Forza 4. Peace out.
Peace.